Day 15.5 will review how to solve an arithmetic and geometric series. Remember, a series is when you add up terms of the sequence, and there are two formulas that we've looked at, but these are actually programmed into Desmos. And so we'll go over how you would set up a problem and type it into Desmos as you work through the problems. So the first type of problem is find the sum of the first 10 terms of the following sequence. Round to the nearest hundredth if necessary. All right, so for this one right here, it's geometric. It tells us that, but if we didn't know it, we would just take one number and divide by the one before. So we could take, so here's how to find the common ratio. We could take 132 divided by 22 and we get 6. And if we try 792 divided by 132, we get 6 again. So there is our common ratio. All right, so then in Desmos, we would type in the sum. So if you type in sum, S-U-M, it pulls up the sigma, which adds things up. So you're going to type in sum, and you're going to go from the first to the 10th term. So that goes here. All right, and then there's two ways to write a geometric sequence. I like to start with the first term, which is 22. So we'll put 22 here, times your ratio, which is 6. And since we're starting with the first term and not the zero term, it's to the n minus 1 power. And when you type it into Desmos, you'll have to put that in parentheses. So here's one program that you could write. If you like to start with the zero term, I'll write that right here. Okay, so again, we're adding up the first 10 terms. But if we go backwards, the zero term is 22 divided by 6 times your ratio, which is 6. But then you only have to go to the n power. So depending on if you like to start with the first term or the zero term, you write your program. And again, to get that sigma to pop up, you type in sum to get this thing right here. All right, so I did that. I typed it in, and it adds up the first 10 numbers in the list. It gets pretty big because, again, you're multiplying by 6 every time, and then you're adding the numbers. So the sum is, and I'll write it right here, the sum of the first 10 terms is 266051170. So there's your answer. It says round to the nearest hundredth. This wasn't a decimal, so you don't have to worry about rounding the decimal. All right, let's take a look at the next one. On the first day it was posted, a music video got 1,090 views. The number of views that that the video got each day was increasing by 20%. How many total views did the video get over the course of the first 21 days? Round to the nearest whole number. All right, so again, you'd write your program, go to Desmos, type in sum, whoops. So sum is S-U-M, type that in. What pops up is this sigma. We want it for the first 21 days. So you're going to type in n equals 1 to 21. This is telling your program to add up the first 21 terms. The first day got 1,090 views, so I'm going to start there. And it's increasing at 20% per day. So if it's increasing, it's 1 plus, and 20% as a decimal is 0.2. So there's increasing at 20% per day. Since we started with the first term, it's to the n minus 1 power. All right, so I'm going to type that in to Desmos. Again, I type in sum. I go from the first to the 21st day, and then 1,090. Don't use commas, but 1090. And then 1.2 to the power of shift 6 to get the exponent, and then in parentheses n minus 1. And this one says round to the nearest whole number. Okay, so this is round to the nearest whole number. 245,278. So 245,278 views. And then you would type that in if we're looking at delta math. All right, find the value of each expression. Okay, so this one you should be able to figure out what it's saying. It says find the sum of the first 24 numbers. The first number is 700, is increasing at 15% per day. You can just type this in. Again, remember to get the sigma, you type in sum. And then remember to put parentheses around the n minus 1. All right, so I'm just going to type that into my Desmos. Sum, n equals 1 to 24. And then 700, 1.15. Shift 6 to get the exponent, n minus 1. All right, so that sum, 128917. Oh, it says round to the nearest integer, which is whole number. And that would be 7. All right, so there it is. There's the sum of those first 24 terms. All right, you can do arithmetic series as well. So this is arithmetic. Here's the zero term. There's the common difference, 2. they want to add up the first 83 numbers. So again, you can just type this into Desmos, type in sum, and then it goes from 0 to 83, and then we just type in the rule 2n plus 3. Again, you do have to put that in parentheses, so it does the whole rule here. And my sum is 7224. Okay. And then now you have to write the sigma notation. Okay, so you have to figure out, is this arithmetic or geometric? It looks like we're adding 8 each time. Yep. So this is arithmetic. Okay, so to write the sigma, we are adding up the first 4 terms, and then in parentheses, we're adding 8 each time. The 0 term, you would have to subtract 8. 3 minus 8 is -5. So you have to figure out how to write the explicit formula for an arithmetic sequence. So common ratio, what is it going up or down by, is right here. This is the 0 term. Okay, so these problems you're going to review. To do that, you're going to go to deltamath.com, and you're going to find the one titled Arithmetic and Geometric Series on Delta Math. You can use this page as scratch paper if you need it. I would pull up Desmos and use that calculator, and then we'll go over any questions you have tomorrow. So finish this before the end of class.